The principles of dealing with complaints. Now that you know the attitude to adopt when dealing with complaints, let's take a look at a practical example. Matt is serving Mr. and Mrs. Jones when he gets called over to the table. Let's look at one way that Matt deals with the situation.
Excuse me, waiter.
What's the problem here?
I want to complain about this meat, please.
Fantastic. Is it overcooked? Maybe I could replace it.
Yeah, let me just get there. It's overcooked, it's dry, and it's tough. And then I want to talk about the chips as well, please. The chips are...
The chips as well, sir. What seems to be wrong with our chips?
Oh,
no one ever complains about our chips.
I was about to tell you. They're soggy, they don't have any taste, they're like moist and wet, and they just... Yeah, and then the last thing is I wanted to complain about the wine too. And that's got a hair in it, it's warm. It's not nice at all, so yeah.
Well, sir, have you ever considered that it's a hot day outside? The wine is red. It's served at room temperatures. It's a hot day.
Oh my, can you believe this? I did consider that, yeah, that shouldn't be the problem though. The wine should be the right temperature.
Alright, let me take this away. And I'll try and see if the chefs have the time to do something for you.
Okay.
Right.
What do you think? Did Matt handle it well? Let's analyze what he did. When Matt was called over, he asked, "What's the problem?" You'll remember from Words to Serve that this is negative language and focuses on the problem rather than the fact that you're trying to help. Rather than allowing Mr. Jones to finish speaking, he interrupted him.
Then the chips are also soggy. They are...
Chips as well, so that's very strange. You know, nobody ever complains about our chips.
Oh dear. By saying this, Matt is actually telling the guest that he is wrong, which is never the right attitude when dealing with complaints. Look at Matt frowning. That's not going to help. When Mr. Jones complained about the temperature of the wine, Matt started making excuses without even apologizing.
Well, sir, have you ever considered that it's a hot day outside? The wine is red. It's served at room temperatures. It's a hot day.
By the time the guest complains, they don't want excuses. They want you to fix the problem. Before leaving the table, Matt only took Mr. Jones's plate, but didn't take Mrs. Jones's plate, which means that her food got cold while Matt was fixing the problems. This is really not how to deal with a guest complaint. Next, let's look at another way Matt might have handled the same complaint.
Good evening, Mrs. Jones. Good evening, Mr. Jones. Can I be of some assistance?
I would like to complain about my meat, please. I ordered it medium rare and it is dry, it's hard, it's like eating a leather sandal. And then my chips, they are soggy, wet and soggy, and they mush in my mouth and they don't have any flavor. And then also the wine that you gave me is warm. I didn't ask for warm wine.
Well, I understand, sir. Not a great situation for us all. Can I suggest that we take this back to the kitchen and have it replated for you, perhaps prepared at a temperature you would like to confirm with me?
Yes, please, yeah. I would like it medium rare, please.
Medium rare, fantastic. And the chips, slightly crisper?
Yes, please.
Fantastic. All right, I do understand. And the wine, can I suggest we move you on to a Pinot Noir, which we serve at 17 to 19 degrees Celsius? Might be perfect for your dinner.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Right. Mrs. Jones, can I remove your plate and then we'll replate it back in the kitchen just so that you can enjoy it with your husband at the time?
Yes, please.
Fantastic. I'll remove this fish. Good evening again, Mrs. Jones. Mr. Jones, just to let you know, it's going to be another 6 or 7 minutes before your beef comes out the kitchen.
Thank you.
Perfectly cooked for you. And I've taken the liberty of supplying a glass of Pinot Noir for you, slightly chilled, like you asked.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. For you, Mrs. Jones. Please enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Mrs. Jones. Your chicken schnitzel.
Oh, thank you.
Pleasure. And Mr. Jones, your steak and chips, medium rare.
Thank you very much.
Please enjoy. Let me know if you need any other assistance whatsoever.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Please enjoy. Jones, Mr. Jones. Just checking on your meal. How are you finding your steak?
Perfect, thank you. It's very nice.
And chips on both sides, are they crispy? I mean,
Right.
fantastic.
Thank you very much.
My absolute pleasure. Please enjoy the rest of your meal.
Thank you.
When Matt approached the table, he used the guests' names. He also said, "How may I be of assistance?" This is the right way to offer help. Matt gave Mr. Jones time to give his full complaint without interrupting him, while listening actively and nodding. After listening to the full complaint, Matt repeated it back to Mr. Jones for confirmation, letting him know that he was heard and that Matt understood. Matt also offered solutions, remaking the dish and suggesting another wine at the desired temperature. Matt took both Mr. and Mrs. Jones' dishes back to the kitchen so that Mrs. Jones's plate was also kept warm. Matt then took ownership of the problem. He brought Mr. and Mrs. Jones the new wine and some clean cutlery, and, when doing so, also informed Mr. Jones of the time frame for the problem to be fixed. Finally, Matt followed up. He went back to the Joneses and checked that Mr. Jones was now satisfied with how the problem was solved. Well done, Matt. To summarize, here's what Matt did right, and what you should do when dealing with complaints. Use the guest's name. Listen to the whole complaint. There might be more than one problem. Listen actively. Confirm the complaint by repeating it back to the guest. Apologize and offer solutions. In the case of food, keep both guests' dishes warm. Take ownership of the problem. Make sure it's fixed. Give the guests feedback about time frames. And lastly, follow up to ensure that the guest is satisfied. Good luck applying these principles in dealing with complaints at your establishment.